Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have Melissa Armstrong with us. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Where are you at the moment?
In my basement in Colorado.
Nice, nice. So yeah, I grew up in Estes Park, Colorado. Have you ever been there?
Yep, I love up there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, grew up in the wilderness and the Rockies. It's a great town in Denver and Loveland and all the surrounding cities. They had a lot of fun there.
Yeah, I love it. I couldn't imagine living anywhere without the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Yeah, boy, that's a big question. Um, yeah, I'm a wife and a mother, and I have two little boys and a nurse by trade. I have my own private health consulting practice, helping women overcome trauma and the physical symptoms that come along with that. I started all of that, going through my own trauma and healing journey. And it's kind of, yeah, I love the outdoors. I love Colorado. I love spending time with my family, reading and learning, and horses and anything outside, fishing, camping, biking, boating.
You're all about fun then, is that right?
Yeah, I wish I could do more of it. Yeah.
You and me both. So where are you originally from?
Southern California.
Nice. What was your upbringing like?
So, also a loaded question. I grew up in a very traumatic, chaotic environment. I had a abusive parents, were addicted to drugs. My dad was really physically abusive toward my mom, and my mom was, as a result, very verbally abusive and emotionally unavailable to us. And she used to tell me all the time that I was the squeaky wheel because I guess I was the one that always kind of wanted her attention the most. So I feel like a lot of the verbal abuse fell on me. One of four kids. Parents divorced when I was about 6, and my dad left. He never really was around in any substantial capacity. He would come back, every couple years, basically. I saw him only a handful of times until he died when I was 30. Um, yeah, that was really like the much of the childhood. My mom was really abusive. She would lock herself in her room and not come out for all day, like we wouldn't see her at all, ever, the whole day. I have a disabled sister, so she was kind of like, mom was always used her kind of as an excuse for like why she couldn't work, and she just was really stuck in her own cycle of depression, and all of her own like trauma had created those responses in her, and she couldn't regulate her nervous system or cope, and just basically isolated herself.
Sorry that happened to you. That's just unfortunate, that sometimes people can't pick their own parents.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
I'm not
cards.
really sorry because I just know that it's a part of my journey, and I'm okay with it, and I know a lot now about trauma and how it works, and it's passed down from generation to generation, and that's happened in my family. Um, but I feel like I'm the one to break the cycle, so it's good. I'm good.
Glad to see you're in a better space at the moment. And with your children and your husband, it looks like things are rolling for you. How have things been?
Yeah, well, I mean, so there was a lot more stuff that happened after, my parents split up, and then I survived a high school shooting at my high school, and then my brother, that was when I was 15. And then when I was 18, my brother, who was 5 years older than me, was killed traumatically right in front of me. And so I spent much of my, from the time that I was 18 when he died and took into my, early to mid 20s, very sick in every way. I had periods of like, being suicidal and just really, really not well. And that manifested a lot of physical symptoms for me. I was 24, around 24, is when I really started pursuing healing. And I started to learn about like somatic healing and meditation. Meditation for me turned into prayer. And I started to develop a relationship with God. And I started to understand more about like neuroplasticity and how the brain works and how trauma affects the brain, and how everything that I had been through had affected me so much. And then I've basically spent the last 20 years working to heal from all of that. So now things are much different. My husband and I have been married for 22 years. We have 2 little boys. I feel like I kind of live, I live a beautiful life that I never thought was possible, for sure.
Yeah. What was the high school shooting that you witnessed? And I read that you knew the shooter. What was that like to experience?
That was insane. It was very, very traumatic. Very, yeah, traumatic. It's nothing, it's hard to even describe how crazy it was. I had never experienced anything so violent before, and I had never even heard a gunshot in my life, a real one, aside from like television. So I didn't even really know what it was originally. But yeah, it was very, very dramatic. And yeah, I did know the shooter. I was friends with him. I spent time with him the day before.
So did he get arrested or did he commit suicide?
He was arrested.
Yeah, that's really sad. And our condolences from R and U to all the victims.
Yeah,
Stuff
thank
like
you.
that is just unbelievable. And now it's become very common from what I've read since Columbine. And I hope that all those senseless tragedies come to an end.